If you could go back to the start of your career and whisper some advice, a reminder, maybe even some words of wisdom in your ear, is there anything you would say to your younger self? It's at the start of your career.
But this would be my realistic advice to myself. I would say like it's really an iteration of focus on what you love, but within reason, right? If you're like, oh well, I'm going to go after this industry, but but I also want to make a lot of money. Like you just kind of have to like like let's be real, right? I guess more founders are motivated by this than they care to admit, which is like money, right? That's fine. If you want to build a business because you want to make a lot of money, that's great. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Go and do that. But if you're, if you're preaching to the world that like, oh, do what you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life. Like, yeah, that's true, but to an extent, right? So for me, I think like when I look back at my career and I wanted to be an aerospace engineer. To be quite honest, had I done that and I stayed on course and not been too sort of like enamored by the thought of coming to New York and being like, going into banking, I think I would have ended up in exactly where I wanted to be, probably sooner, right? So I would say it's an iteration of focus on what you love, right? It's like, yes, but also just kind of ask yourself the question ultimately, like, why are you doing it? Are you doing it for money? Or are you doing it really for something different, right? So like, that's what I would say.
Yeah.